Welcome back. Bruce Porter joins us now for this week's Dollars and Cents segment. Thanks for coming in again, Bruce. Good to see you.
Glad to be here.
All right, you ready for this week's question?
Take it
Okay,
away.
here it is. I would like to purchase a new car, but I'm torn between buying a new car and financing it or buying a used car for less money and attempting to pay cash. What should I do? So that's a good question because everybody needs a car from time to time, and there's so many different ways of financing it. What do you say?
The thing that concerns me there is attempting to pay cash.
Yeah,
so I
attempting.
think we need to review how's it going to affect your rainy day fund and your saving to spend. If you're using money out of your saving to spend bucket that you've earmarked to save for a car and now you've got enough money and you're ready to buy that car, then hey, good job, more power to you. Then go buy that car. But if you're using every dime you've got to try to get into a car, I think you might want to revisit that. Not that you can't buy a car, there might be some other ways to do it, but you don't want to put yourself in a financial bind. So
Sure.
there's three ways to buy a car. You pay cash, you can borrow the money, or you can lease. So we look at paying cash. If we pay cash, sometimes we can get a better price. We're going to have our price of our vehicle plus our sales tax. Don't forget.
Don't forget
you
that.
You got to pay
yeah.
that sales tax, and you got to put insurance on it. So you got usually a better deal to pay cash for a vehicle. If you buy one used or new, that's up to you how much you want to spend. You know, you have no monthly payments. You own the vehicle. There's no wear and tear, excess charges, and all the things associated with leasing. So, you know, when you go to sell the vehicle, it's based on the condition of the vehicle and things like that. So paying cash, that's buying a car, paying cash, that's the best way to go. If you decide to borrow funds, and there's some very attractive interest rates right now.
Oh, sure.
Locally, you can go outside of your vehicle dealership, and you can get 2.5% to 3.5% financing, even with local banks. But dealerships often will have some very attractive interest rates, and I think you just got to make sure that you don't overspend. So when you buy a vehicle, I encourage people to make a down payment, even though the dealerships will tell you you don't necessarily have to. So if you take part of your money that you've saved for a vehicle, make a down payment, keeps your payment lower, you still got your licensing fees and your sales tax, but you own your vehicle, you and your lien holder, you own the vehicle.
Right, and don't be afraid to say, I really do want to make a down payment on this.
That's exactly right. It's going to help you keep your payment down. Don't overextend yourself. If you can't afford, don't buy. If you want to afford a vehicle, make sure you stay within what the guidelines of what you want to spend.
Okay.
So, you know, then you take care of your vehicle, the value and everything's based on how the condition of the vehicle, things like that. So now we go to leasing.
What if you lease?
Well,
exactly.
if you lease a vehicle, a lot of times you don't have to make a down payment, but I recommend people do. It keeps your lease payment less. A lease is a payment for a period of time, and then you basically say, here's your car back. Now I want to rent another one from you, you know, or lease another one. So,
Right.
so you get to that period, the things you got to watch out for. If you put too many miles on it, there's going to be an excess mileage charge. If you have additional wear and tear, there's going to be an excess charge. If you have a closed-end lease, the lease firm handles the resale of the vehicle. But if it's open-ended, you're going to stand part of the depreciation of that. So leasing a vehicle is a little bit more complicated than just buying a vehicle. So make sure you understand your lease provisions and things like that.
Read that over closely.
You
so
really
the
need to.
closed end is something you should look for, maybe?
I would think so. I mean, that puts all the burden back on the leasing firm,
Right.
and then they basically trade out the vehicle. You still have to take care of it, and you can't put too many miles on it within their guidelines. So you're a little bit more restricted with a leased vehicle. When it comes to rebates, service contracts, warranties,
Right.
rebates, I recommend not taking a cash rebate.
Okay.
Use it to pay
To
down
help
on the
pay down.
vehicle.
Exactly.
Keeps your payment down.